Feline eyes the parasite. Murder. Glorious murder. The cat ignores you, but her eyes stray to a small tunnel hidden in the wall. The message is clear. Stay if you wish, but she will flee at a moment's notice.
Raj Oblodra, I'd like to offer my services, if you're willing. Put plainly, I'd like your blood. A vial of truth. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, no idea. But it will be unique to you. Your blood essence. We can learn exactly what that means together, Research, naturally. A little experimentation, perhaps. I have an innate... Just a little prick, and it's all over. Close your eyes. There we are. All of your very best traits. In a bottle. Use it well. Although perhaps there's one more thing we could discuss. Your friend. He's a vampire, no? Or one of their spawn, at least.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the Absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. I assume he belongs to you? I'm sure he really believes that. How utterly adorable. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion.
I'm sorry. You want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. I'll even it's not for sale. But it's yours. If you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
I'm sorry, but could you excuse... Are you actually asking me to do this? Because there's something wrong with her blood. I can smell it from here. It's rank. All right. Thank you. It's still a no.
How very disappointing.
Thank you.
Welcome back, true soul. come back any... The Chosen's blood. Now
Flaggets
that
will
would
be
be a
done.
prize sample.
What's next, I wonder?
Let's move.
That smells interesting.
Can't hear a damn thing in there.
Where do you hail
I was a farrier in Disari Valley. Am I here?
I will not be slandered! General, you saw my reports. You know it's not my fault.
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
If I had been given drow warriors instead of goblin trash!
Oi! What?
You scrag!
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure I understand this. You're claiming that General Thorm gave you the wrong soldiers.
Yes. No!
You blame the Absolute's Chosen for your failure.
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure.
Yes.
You blame the
Of course it is not.
Whose then?
Enough!
Let me make.
Yes.
You blame.
Of course it is.
Whose then?
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room.
Let me make sure.
Yeah,
You blame.
of course.
Who's then?
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room.
Yeah,
You blame.
of
Who's then?
enough!
A blast.
Let me make.
Yeah,
You blame the.
of course.
Who's then?
Enough!
A blast of mental energy.
Let me make.
Yeah,
You blame.
of course it is not the General's fault.
Who's then?
Your mind extends outward and grasps at nothing. In Ketheric's place, you feel an absence. No psionic power. No tadpole at all.
The goblins! They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying little...
Enough!
A blast.
Let me make.
Yes. No!
You blame the.
Of
Who's then?
Zarel's mind is a steel trap, but you cautiously ease your way in. You just need to shift her focus a little.
I'm being unkind. Anyone might have struck.
Yes, it's the goblins' fault. They failed you, General, not me.
General?
Take Minthara below. Someone will have to consider her fate.
No! Please! Mercy! Please!
Bye-bye, princess.
And the goblins, General.
You, true soul. You have seen what these creatures are capable of, and you have seen their inadequacies, isn't that so? What is your judgment?
You know I'm loyal! Tell him!
Enough! True Soul, tell the General how the goblins served our cause.
Thank you! I'm glad someone noticed.
I'm sure they were very enthusiastic. But zeal without we're too close to the ending. And the new beginning. I can coddle failure no longer. Kill them, quickly.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again.
No. No!
Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, put that true soul to use. You have far more important matters to attend to. Or have you forgotten?
Of course not, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. They are yours. You can release them, kill them, or feed them to each other for all. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them...
Please! You gotta help me! For old time's sake! Oh, praise the Absolute! And praise her, true...
Mercy? You showed the goblins mercy?
The seat of the Absolute's power, occupied by a general that cannot be killed. But his followers are flesh and blood. We must learn what fuels his power.
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the dark.
She cherished you. But of bloodlust, murder, chaos, and most damning of all,
You have no right...
we have you are nothing.
Minthara's mind connects with yours. Not strong as you...
Come to observe, true soul.
She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again. We are erasing her. No, this is our duty.
Peace, sister. Let us observe the truce. Her mind is yours. Break it.
Immediately, your mind is swept into a greater vortex. A psionic storm with Minthara at its center.
Cannot hide. Submit. Embrace.
Her torturers are not dominating her. They are destroying her mental defenses and exposing her to something else. The Absolute. Navigating the storm, you reach the nexus of her mind. It is a wound.
You came. I prayed that you would. But there are no gods left to me. This thing that speaks inside me, it has all but destroyed me. But it fears you. Even so, I cannot resist it while my tormentors live. I didn't dare hope. I owe you more than my life. I would prefer to make these bastards bleed. But I trust that you... I will put my faith in you.
Her mind fills with warmth, and she gently releases you.
Is it done? I did not feel her mind break.
She does look a little vacant, sister.
No more anger. No more doubt. She is perfect. We ought to return to our posts, sister. There'll be plenty more prisoners to practice on.
An ill thing to let an enemy show their back and live. Prudent. Let us go, then. I will be your mute and faithful slave. For now.
Minthara is supposed to be in a cell. You have some explaining to do. The guard is happy to let you pass. Minthara is rather less happy.
I would have preferred to bleed them.
Calls us all to her design. Your family answers.
Halt!
Deal with them, or I will.
We heard she'd been escorted from her cell. Not that...
The General ordered that she be repurposed, not freed.
Creatures like her don't understand the concept of loyalty. Keep her on a tight leash.
What is it? What's wrong? I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose. Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue me. For that, I am grateful.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prism, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying the Absolute and becoming a Lithid. She knows it all in a moment. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded. She accepts the truth. She has no choice.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby? Goodbye for now.
This dark land must be filled with... the perfect preying ground for a devil. I hope we end up seeing our friend Raphael down here somewhere. Precise. When I was taken to his house, I was caught off guard. You will help me find him, won't you? Perfect!
It does not compare with the comforts of home, but your camp is almost palatial in comparison to my previous accommodation. Thank you for allowing me to come here, and for bringing me back to myself. Each memory that returns to me is more disturbing than the last. The things that I did in the name of the Absolute. The things that were done to me. They broke my mind. Precisely. While our tadpoles live, and the cult have the means to control them, we will never be safe. We must eradicate them, starting with General Thorm. I mean Ketherick. My deference to him is a habit that will die hard, I fear. It is the safest place to be. Swear that you will keep me close. Until the Absolute is dead, at least. The Prism will protect me. You will fight alongside me and help me to get my vengeance. I knew you were different to other true souls when we met, but I could see nothing clearly. Now, thanks to the Prism, the Absolute does not cloud my thoughts at all. I see that together, we can have our vengeance on those who infected us. Rest well, and keep your wits about you. Tomorrow, we go to war with the cult. I would gladly join you in the fight. Leave one of your... There's no space for me. I suggest you make one. A paragon of wisdom. You wish to consult me? I take no responsibility for the lives I took. I did nothing in the Absolute's name. I was merely a weapon that it wielded. I would rather die. The tadpole. The Absolute. They work together like a drug. And every action seemed a deliberate choice. The best choice. Even though I could no more have resisted its commands than flesh can resist decay. Even rational minds like ours cannot reject such a powerful influence. The Absolute can make the impossible seem inevitable. A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you... She is tolerable, but her faith in the Lady of Loss is poisonous. The very concept of Sharon, they would have you... I can tell you this. When the trip I have encountered meeting Lae'zel makes me wish I knew more of their culture. I think, in spite of those qualities, will strengthen as he's been deprived of freedom and strong. While those addictions have their hold on him, he is still a slave. Free. What purpose does he have that does not involve his master? Astarion is no more. He will own when the time comes. We must hope. The wizard? No. Don't sulk. I admire your mastery of the... In my experience, they do not usually live... Either the enemy... Present company. Gale, however, is already in a state of suspended combustion, thanks to that orb between it. I fought at his side once, shortly after my conversion. Before the battle, he was everything a gent. And when the fighting began, he led his troops from the front, and cuts, blows, and arrows rained down on him. And before long, his face was a mask of blood. But he did not fall. He did not even falter. When we won the day, Ketheric's armor was bent and shattered, but his flesh was unmarked. I have lived long enough to know that few things are... Ketheric's power is a rare thing, though. I have never seen its like. The necromancer Balthazar is Ketheric's chief advisor. One who has mastery over the dead may well be able to help the living cheated. We should ransack his chambers and see what secrets he keeps for the great general. I took up my oath long ago, though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to destroy all those who serve the Absolute. When I have had my vengeance on the cult, I do know any who object to the laws of that world.
Minthara. Once she gets to know me, I'm sure she'll open up. She's just waiting for someone ready to listen. I doubt she wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at... Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure. Wonderful. Salutations.
it ends not as bad as it could have.
So, you found the seat of the Absolute's power. And what a power it is. I don't know how much longer I can resist it. Catherick Thorm is clearly important, but I wonder if there's more to it than that. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already. I'm afraid this burden is one I have to carry alone. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me. I know. I'm glad you are on my side. I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me, its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But you've proven that you have the resolve to do what must be done. You've shown your loyalty to the Absolute, but to gain an audience with it, you must prove yourself to Catherick Thorm. Now I must rest. And you must carry...
The dog wags his tail. A small bag. He gives in and surrenders his fine tooth. Scratches.
Awaiting orders.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Approaching Moonrise without a tadpoled companion is a dangerous proposition. Are you willing to risk being detected by the cult? Steel yourself.
You seem to know a good deal about our condition, Gale.
Everything, really. Not to put too fine a point on it.
A humble specimen, aren't you?
On occasion.
We are each of us threads in her design. Even those once called monsters.
I heard you put in a good word for me.
Welcome back, true soul. Oh, if you know of any other true souls willing to aid my research, though, do send them my... Come back and...
Ready and willing.
Araj O'Blordra. Should you be interested, I have a particular offer I'd like to make.
I've got a long road ahead.
That smells interesting.
I caught a glimpse.
Just focus on the glory to come, yeah? Absolute's picking a fight with the whole damn coast.
When we win, there'll be loot enough to make us lords.
It's above. Always room for more.
Still no symptoms.
No sign of tentacles so far.
The same. Except for a knot of worry in my stomach that's in no rush to go away.
That I can relate to.
You keep them lips.
Something slimy seems to be dripping from the rock.
A moment, true soul. You use a spoon to stir the soup, Barnabas. Forget the axe, my darling. Now, how can I help you? I've shown Barnabas a Heimdall, that is the gift the Absolute gave me when I stood before her. To rewrite the she got Barnabas, sweet. What would you like him to do? Oh, you'd like?
You feel her will surge outwards and envelop the creature. Inexorable.
No, Barnabas! We talked about this. Barnabas, 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 we talked about this. about this?
Like rope drawn taut beneath the blade, the connection simply snaps.
No. Barnabas. Darling. No!
There's a parasite in that corpse.
All trace of restraint is gone. Barnabas has tasted blood, and wants more. The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest. You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
Something slimy seems to be dripping from the rafters above.
It was an honor to...
General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciples Realm?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly. She sees the goblin.
Explain yourself. very pragmatic, but very boring. Let's see if there's anything interesting in this brain of yours.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
Curious. I've only ever known Minthara to moan with pleasure when somebody's losing a limb. She must have liked you. Such a shame she'll never smile again. But I'll enjoy the memory of this moment. With the Absolute, your fantasies can become more real than flesh. The pleasures of the mind can surpass those of the body. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted. Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again? She gave me the power to cut the thread of life with a thought. But I can caress as well as cut. That's why you should stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorm. I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there, aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You will need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot.
It is not your time yet, Blessed One. The rooftop chapel is reserved for the General's private contemplation. Save for those...
This must be the place. We have to get inside.
You are already changed, true soul. But above, Disciples' Rel has given you a chance to earn that honor.
Your tadpole grasps at nothing. She carries no... But you've spent too long reading people not to see what's behind.
As you see, true soul.